the penultimate week of the regular season, and it's senior night here at East Knox. The Bulldogs are looking to stay in the KMAC title hunt, while Loudonville is trying to spoil the party and boost their playoff chances. It's the Redbirds and Bulldogs next, live and free on the OH Report.
Yeah, that's right. Are you ready for the comeback?
Welcome into senior night here at East Knox for what should be an entertaining game. Andy Jardy alongside Josh Banks. And Josh, great to be back with you. Senior night, always a lot of emotions going into this one, but East Knox still trying to fight for some playoff positioning here. Loudonville, too, if they could spring an upset this week and next week, might find themselves suddenly in the playoff picture. Should be a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, Loudonville looking to play spoiler to an East Knox team that right now sitting at number 7 in their division, looking to be able to host a game right back here at East Knox.
As East Knox getting ready to come out of the tunnel, we got some smoke. Is that from the concession stands? Is that a little pregame flare that they got going on over there? But the players getting ready to come out here. Always an emotional night on senior night. We'll see how well the Bulldogs can handle those emotions. Sometimes the game, the event becomes more of a thing than the game itself. So we'll see if they're able to kind of channel those emotions and come out and perform.
Yeah, definitely difficult a lot of times for these seniors to come out. Last time you're going to play on your home field, you spent 4 years. Now you're in your last home game, unless, of course, they manage to host a home playoff game. But this is your last conference regular season game that you're going to play here. And it's a tough night. These seniors have battled. They've grown together. They've grown with their team on this field. And now it's the last time they're ever going to step on it.
Loudonville comes into this one 3-5, 2-3 in conference. East Knox 5-3, 4-1. There is an outside shot for the Bulldogs to still win the KMAC, or at least get into a 3-way tie scenario with Northmore and Danville. They're going to need a little bit of help, and obviously next week they got to get through this one first, but then they get Danville next week, which would be the big deciding factor if there is a co-champion situation.
Yeah, they'd have to pull off what we would consider an upset next week against a very, very talented Danville team. But like you said, they got to pull it off here tonight against the Redbirds, who we covered together just a few weeks ago in a game against Fredericktown, the Bird Bash, where Loudonville came out kind of sluggish and then just absolutely dominated almost the entire second half, still coming up just a hair short in that game, but really showed a lot of growth in that game is what they're going to be the rest of the year. Hopefully they can keep that momentum coming into tonight's game.
Here you see the Bulldogs coming out, and there's the horn that you get here in Howard, Ohio, right outside our window. Love it, though. I love when an area or a venue like has a thing, has some character to it.
Yeah, you go to Lucas, you get the fireworks. You come here, you get the air horn. They're so all the schools in the area that we cover all have something special about them, and it's what makes it Friday night football.
Much better season for East Knox this year. They struggled last year going 2-8, but under second-year coach Andy Beatty, things have turned the tide here. As we'll take a look first at our Loudonville Redbirds spotlight here for you. And last week, snapped that 3-game losing streak with a big win over Cardington.
Yeah, shutting them out 49-0. That's coming off, a very close-fought game with the Freddies the week before. defensively, they've really got to kind of start to figure things out. It looks like they figured out last week, taking care of business with Cardington. But as you see here, they're allowing almost 10 points more per game than they're scoring. Really got to try to figure out a way to balance that out.
Well, and we saw Mathew Sprang in action against Fredericktown, and this kid, he can make plays through the air and with his feet.
Yeah, he's really the go-to guy for this Redbirds offense. He does it with his feet. He does it with his arms. He's smart at the quarterback position. He's just an all-around football talent.
Yeah, last week he accounted for 6 touchdowns, 2 through the air, 4 of them on the ground, 174 yards through the air, 90 on the ground. Keys to victory here for Loudonville. I think they got to protect the ball here on the road especially. You want to win that turnover battle. If they do that, they might put themselves in a position to win.
Yeah, and what we just talked about, trust Sprang and let him sling it. He can do it with his legs. He can do it with his arms. Let him have the opportunity tonight to show that off and take care of business at East Knox.
East Knox coming in ranked 7th in Division 6 Region 23, and they have had 3 shutout wins in their last 3 victories. That defense is legit.
Yeah, their defense is legit. They're going to come out. They're going to punch you in the mouth on defense, and they're going to let their offense do what it does, which is run the football.
And they will do that with Blake Elliott, the junior running back, who has had himself quite an impressive year, has a chance to get over 1,000 total yards here tonight.
Chance to get over 1,000 yards here tonight, 12 touchdowns, but I think the most impressive stat there is he does it on the defensive side as well,
Yes.
leading the KMAC in tackles.
Yeah. And our keys to the game, East Knox, D it up. If they play that defense that they've played, force Loudonville into some long third down situations, get them uncomfortable early, they'll put themselves in a good spot to go 6-3.
Yeah, and I mean, D it up goes right along with what I said, ground and pound, play East Knox football. They're going to come out, they're going to punch in the mouth, they're going to run the football, and they're going to limit Loudonville to possessions. They're going to run the football. They don't want you to have the ball in your hands. They want to eat as much clock as they can and do what they do best.
So the Redbirds come out in their road white uniforms. East Knox in their all-black home uniforms with the purple helmets. And a good crowd on hand as we expected.
A great crowd on hand for a Friday night football game, but probably the most intriguing jersey mashup with black on black for East Knox with purple helmets, and then you've got an all-white outfit for the Redbirds. That all-white looks super clean.
It sure does.
But hopefully by the end of the night it doesn't look clean anymore, because it shouldn't. So it looks like the Redbirds will receive to start this game.
So important for Loudonville here tonight. Get off to a good start. They were in that Fredericktown game, but just got down a little too much too early. Almost had to play a perfect game to get themselves back into it.
Yeah, as you see Cam Beachy and Josiah Hirschberger back deep to return. And more underway. Hirschberger's going to receive it.
And
He's going to break a tackle, but he's going to be swallowed up outside of the 25 at about the 22-yard line.
So that is where the Redbirds will take over, coming off a win last week, 49-0 against Cardington Lincoln. Just snapped their 3-game losing streak, and we'll get to see Mathew Sprang take over here on offense.
What do they trust him to do this week? He did it all last week. 174 through the air, 2 touchdowns. On the season, his touchdown to interception ratio is not the best. But as the season's gone along, you can tell that they've started to trust this young man more and more with the offense each and every week. He's going to come out in the gun, 1 back beside him. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near.
And Sprang's going to keep it. He's going to run up ahead and get maybe a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Looks like they're going to mark him for 2. Looks like they're going to motion out. They're going to send a jet in motion to try to throw off the defense to let Mathew keep it up the middle. Now what we'll probably see at some point is they're going to fake that QB draw, step back, and throw a little quick pass to that guy in motion on a little bubble, and that could be a dangerous play. As we're going to see the same thing here. Beachy's going to go in motion.
Sprang's going to roll
Sprang's
out in his
favorite
direction.
target.
He's going to take a shot downfield looking for Beachy, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll bring up a 3rd down and long, but there is a penalty flag on the play.
One thing we learned watching these Redbirds play against Fredericktown is Beachy is Sprang's favorite target through the air. He's a threat on the ground. He's a threat in the air. He's an all-around athlete on the football field.
And Beachy last week had 6 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. He's got just under 400 yards on the season, and an ineligible receiver downfield is the call. So let's see. They're
going to decline it, make it third down.
And I think that's the right decision there to decline that. You got a 3rd and long.
You trust your defense. Your defense has been your absolutely dominating force this season. Trust them. 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8. You still got a long way to go on this 3rd down conversion. It's still a passing situation for Loudonville. Trust your defensive front to get some pressure on Sprang and see how he handles it.
They will come out with a 4-receiver set. Sprang in the shotgun.
Hirschberger goes in motion.
Sprang drops back. He's looking downfield. They're going to go with a little screen pass here and blown up immediately. That'll be an incomplete pass, but the Bulldog defense was ready for it.
And that was Briar Householder that blew him up as soon as he caught that ball. I'm going to call it incomplete. Sprang is also, if I remember, the punter for this team. He takes a quick snap to kick it. He doesn't line up in a punt formation. He's going to take a quick little 8-yard snap and boot it.
And a nice end-over-end punt taken at the 40 and brought down almost immediately. But it will be good starting field position for the Bulldogs here. Coming off a 35-0 win over Fredericktown last week. Blake Elliott, the player we highlighted, had himself a ball game, 205 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, not too shabby.
And the other person you really got to keep an eye on tonight is their quarterback. He's young. He's a sophomore, Jax Lester. He's going to do it with his legs more than his arms with the offense they run. But you're going to see him do it both ways, just like we're going to watch Sprang do it tonight.
Lester in the shotgun, and a penalty flag comes in.
They were going to the air first play.
It's going to be against the Bulldogs. That'll back them up 5.
It's going to be a false start. Somebody got just a little bit too far ahead of the snap there.
They'll be back inside their own 40 now, 1st and 15. Just over 11 minutes to get Birds 3 and out on their opening possession.
Really surprised to see them come out.
And now we got a stoppage again here. Looks like they're making one of the players come out for a second here. Lane Lashley.
It looks like big number 78, that's going to be Devin Garrett's going to come in to take his spot.
First down,